Hello, Lockport Township High School District 205, parents and guardians. My name is Dr. Bob McBride. I'm the superintendent of Lockport Township High School District 205. This is your board meeting brief for the Board of Education meeting that we just had here on Monday evening, November 18th. As always, we have the great pleasure in our district of starting our board meetings with recognitions, people who are doing great things in our school district. We were able to take 12 students who are National Merit Commended students. National Merit is a program by the College Board that acknowledges the top 1% of the top 1% of 3 million students in the United States who took a test as juniors, the PSAT NMSQT. I know that's a long name for a test, but let it suffice to say that this is a test that really brings together all the academic skills that our students have learned, and we have 12 students who rose to that national level. It was great to congratulate them, congratulate their parents, and even some grandparents who attended as well. Then our board recognized 2 individual teachers. Mrs. Sarah Steinke was nominated as one of 3 finalists in the whole state of Illinois as Illinois Science Teacher of the Year. To gain that acknowledgement of your peers, to be recognized as an outstanding teacher in the state gives us a great deal of pleasure. Mr. Will Salek of our CCA department earned an acknowledgement in the entire state for being Illinois' Applied Arts New Teacher of the Year, and that's in the whole state of Illinois. Amazing. Mr. Salek teaches welding, and we're very proud of him as well. We also, you're looking at a product of our Public Relations Department. And recently, on November 8th, our Public Relations Department attended the INSPRA Awards. This is a state organization that acknowledges good work done in school public relations. They won an Award of Excellence, top in the state, and 3 awards of merit for their work on communicating with you, our public. And finally, November 15th, was National School Board Appreciation Day. We honored our school board members. The members on our school board who sit at the table, purely volunteers. They put in more hours than most people know with no compensation other than what they've done for their community. So thank you to our school board members. I want to share some of the key agenda items that we had recently on November 18th. First and foremost, we always do a public comment follow-up. We have people who come to our board meeting, they share what's on their mind, they only get 5 minutes. And that is to give every single person who comes to see the board equal time. But we always follow up, and what we want to do is if you come to a board meeting, we want to go deeper with your ideas, your concerns, or even your complaints. On June 17th, we had a number of individuals who call themselves the Lockport Uncensored Group who presented during public comment to our Board of Education. We wanted to go through a process where we would go deep with those individuals and really unpack all of the different ideas that they presented. I was very fortunate to work with a community member, Mrs. Tammy Hayes. Together, we co-chaired 6 hours worth of meeting with the Uncensored Group. We met on September 7th and then again on November 9th to really go deep and have that conversation. Mrs. Hayes and I presented what we learned and what we discussed in those 6 hours to our Board of Education. A number of other agenda items that we dealt with all handled our district finances and facilities. You know, we know that you pay property taxes. It's the way in Illinois that we fund schools. Our board, over the course of the year, through 1,000 visits to Central, a referendum, 39 public referendum events, 3 October forums that we held publicly, a survey that went out and almost 700 people responded. We've heard you. We know it's tough in our community to get a consensus. We also know that you dutifully pay your property taxes, and yet it's hard to have a big increase in your property taxes. So the directive from our board to me as their superintendent is holding the line on property taxes with the tools that we have. We don't have all the tools. We're not the township assessor who ultimately decides the property values of property and homes, your home, in the district. But what we do is a number of different things in order to have some containment on those property taxes. Our tax rate, we have of 17 high school districts in the Chicagoland area, our tax rate is the 2nd lowest. As a matter of fact, our tax rate is the 5th lowest in the state of Illinois. We hold the line on that tax rate. Our budget. This year's budget is less than last year's budget, so we're holding the line on costs. And then finally, at the board meeting on Monday night, we did the most consequential thing we do. We passed a tax levy. Now, what sometimes happens is our tax levy last year was $60 million. Our tax levy this year is $63 million. And some people look at that increase and they say to themselves, that's exactly what the increase will be, that percent, in my taxes. That's not what your increase will be. The increase in the levy doesn't mean that on the individual level in your home, your taxes will go up by that much. Your taxes will be in 2025 the assessed value of your home by the assessor times that low tax rate. If your property value does go up, your taxes will go up even if we keep that tax rate low. And we're aware of that when we do approve our levy. The board approved a levy that's 3.41% higher than last year's levy. We believe that keeps up with current costs in the Consumer Price Index. And we believe that we can also, when we finally approve that levy in December, do what's called a debt service abatement and discount back about $40 to $60 to you, our property tax payers. All of that is to say, with all of those tools, our board is doing what they need to do to contain the increase of property taxes that we know that you are experiencing. We had a couple of other approvals that were very important. We have a property out on Cedar Road on 159th Street. It's about 107 acres, and we are very excited to be pursuing a community solar project there. We signed an option to lease agreement to begin a formal relationship with Forefront Power. What that would do is it would generate revenue for us that we could use for building projects. It also would create an opportunity for about 641 households to buy into power and get a discount on their power through that community solar. We're proposing about 43 acres of the 170 acres out there, and we're very excited about the direction that we're going. It's generating revenue for the district that has no tax impact on you. We also approved a construction manager, Berglund Construction, who did a fine job, an outstanding job on Central over the summer to be our construction manager moving forward with a number of different projects. Finally, a very important approval that we did. We reopened in a 5-year contract the salary and compensation of our educational support professionals. I know that most of you interact with teachers, counselors, administrators like myself, but the real backbone of our district are paraprofessionals and guidance secretaries and main office secretaries and tech people. They make our district work, and we felt that we needed to increase their compensation to meet the times we're in. Thank you so much for listening to this board meeting brief as we start our day on Wednesday of this week. You just probably heard the bell go off. We're a school and we're always in motion, and we appreciate you listening in to this important message and all the work that you do to support your students. Happy Thanksgiving, and go Porters.